second VIP, our second VIP all the way from Nigeria. Wow, both also from Nigeria. I think so. Most of the people, millionaire and billionaire, all the way from Nigeria. Wow, fantastic, fantastic. That's great. Okay, let us put a hand together. We're going to welcome. Give a reaction for reaction. Give a reaction. We're going to invite our Professor Baba Tunda, our diamond from Nigeria. Baba Tunda, the platform is yours, sir, now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lan. A warm welcome to everybody in the house tonight, this afternoon, this morning. If you are attending a Phytoscience program for the first time, you are indeed lucky to be here. And please, don't forget, by the time we end this program, just send a message to whoever invited you and let them know that you are grateful that you are here this evening, this afternoon, this morning. And I would like to sign off. A lot of thanks to Phytoscience International Leadership for giving me the opportunity of giving back a little bit of what I have benefited from Phytoscience in over 3 years. Mr. Lan, you have been so wonderful. Thank you so much. Asari from Ghana, you've been fantastic. Great presentation. Immaculate, you've been wonderful. Mary G of Phytoscience, it's good to have you here. And you have done wonderfully well as usual. Thank you so much. Leadership of Phytoscience in Africa, Mr. Bismarck, Mr. Jide, Mr. Martin, you have all done a lot to make sure that we got to this point. And of course, Mr. Willie To and the CEO, the wonderful woman that has been piloting the affairs, the co-founder of Phytoscience in the last so many years. It has been wonderful. Thank you so much for giving us this wonderful platform. Tonight, this afternoon, this morning, we are going to talk about one particular thing that is going to affect every one of us. We are going to see what it is to talk about the gut. You see, the gut is the part of the body from the mouth to the anus. And Hippocrates once said that all ailments start from the gut. It's not too far from the truth. It might not be 100% true. It might not be 100% true, but to a very large extent, almost all the problems experienced inside the body originate from the gut. And there's a reason for that. And you can see why crystal cell and double stem cells don't pass through the tummy. They go under the tongue, bypassing the tummy and all the problems that you can have with your tummy. Now, let us take a look at the gut. You know, there's also the integumentary system of nails, hair, and then skin. These ones protect you from external invasion. But you know you have to eat. You have to get energy into your body. And for you to be able to do that, you must put something inside your mouth. So it's a compulsory thing for you to eat. And whoever created the body, the creator of the human body, knew this all along. So the creator put all sorts of bacteria inside the system, some inherited from the mother at birth, whether it's through CS, through the skin, or through the vagina, if it is a natural birth. But by the time the child comes into the world, he or she already has a microbiota, that is a system of bacteria lining the mouth right to the anus. Now, if we look at the microbiota, we say we need it because there are trillions of bacteria between the mouth and the anus. And there's a reason for that. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but you need them for energy harvesting, digestion, and immunity. Well, we say some of them are bad, readily E. coli and Staphylococcus come to mind. But those are not the ones we are talking about today. We are talking about the usual flora inside of you. Some of them are good, as I said, for the heart, for the weight, for immunity, for digestion, even feeling good. A lot of things come from the gut. That is a gut feeling. You are feeling good from inside. If you are feeling good, most of the time is coming from inside of you. Now, 70 to 80% of immune cells line up inside your gut, and there's a reason for that. They're already expecting a lot of trouble coming from your gut. So they are already there, standing by to make sure that they take care of whatever issues arise from your whatever you are going to eat. So it's now left to you. That is why it's a choice to either eat good food or bad food. If you eat good food, you are aiding the good cells inside your body, the good bacteria inside your body, the good microbiota inside your body. And if your diet is poor, you are aiding the bad microbiota. And what that happens in that case is that the body can begin to sense there's an alteration in your tummy, in your bacteria, because some of them might lose some of their properties. And then the immune system begins to see these bacteria as enemy cells and might start attacking them. That is why the body might start producing cytokines like interleukin 6 in excess, too much necrotic factor, too much of it. These are good cytokines. Cytokines are proteins that are signaling other proteins. They can be pro-inflammatory or anti-inflammatory. You want to make sure that what you have inside of you is mainly anti-inflammatory bacteria, not pro-inflammatory bacteria. I want to say as we go along what bad bacteria can do inside the body. So what will help you with good bacteria? Polyphenols, we all know that we have this in double stem cell and crystal cell, courtesy of acai berry and blueberry, which is why you must take crystal cell and double stem cell. Diet diversity, as you take more and more food, that is, the diversity is large, then you're going to have better health inside your tummy. And this is why Actual Plus is so important. It is 18 fruits, 12 vegetables, and 9 spices. The Western diet has only 12 kinds of food. And that is why a lot of problems are encountered by people living in that part of the world. And then, of course, in some parts of the other parts of the world, and these are other things are creeping in, like fast foods. We're going to see how this also affect the microbiota. And then, as I said, you can see A+ is so good because it makes you have a lot of diversity inside your tummy, and it's good for diabetes and insulin resistance. When your bacteria are out of balance, you're going to have insulin resistance because when insulin gets to the cells, it won't be able to open the door for sugar to enter your cell. So sugar begins to build up in your bloodstream, causing all sorts of problems in the body. Now, what will give you bad bacteria? Bad diet, lack of exercise, antibiotics. That is why you should take phytoscience products and not just keep gorging yourself with antibiotics. Because some of these things will also begin to secrete cytokines inside you, inviting more and more inflammatory cytokines. And cells like T cells, B cells, that are going to come inside the area wherever there's a problem or an imagined problem and try to correct the situation. But because they're unable to correct it, more and more cells are invited to the site, destroying healthy tissues. And at times, it might even be a problem that never existed in the first instance, but the body is just attacking healthy cells, thinking they are bad cells. Of course, excessive alcohol, but if you need to take alcohol, of course, not really alcohol as such, take red wine because it possesses resveratrol, which is also in double stem cell and crystal cell, courtesy of Burgundy grapes. Now, adequate sleep, not eating a large sample of a range of foods, inflammatory foods, red meat, like for instance, advanced glycation end products, like food that are produced at high temperature, what we call Maillard reaction. Foods from around 180 degrees Celsius, 200 degrees Celsius. All these food have to be produced at that temperature because they need to have the crusty look you see, and they need to smell fresh so that you can eat them, you can be delighted in eating them. Of course, sugar also causes a lot of problems inside the body. When you take sugar or sugary drink, then it's going to make the insulin to spike, and then the insulin spiking so many times will overwork the pancreas, and then you have a lot of problems. And then the cells lining your guts will also have a problem because it's like overflogging an individual. It gets to a point where the individual no longer feels the pain. That is the problem you can have with insulin resistance. The gut is so used to insulin spike that it doesn't affect it anymore. So once sugar comes in and all these things can also make you to have leaky gut syndrome, which will allow your stomach lining to be too soft, permeable to all sorts of toxins. And once they get inside your bloodstream, they can cause all sorts of problems inside the body. The inflammation becomes systemic inflammation because it's going through the whole of the body. All sorts of problems start coming up in your body. Like I said, the immune system is so much, there's so much of it in the tummy. And then you want to prevent a situation where you have to be battling all sorts of cytokines and chemokines, and then they can lead to all sorts of problems. For instance, that is how metabolic syndrome comes up. And the common ailments from metabolic syndrome include high blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, insulin resistance. And we know that the hepatic portal vein passes through the gut to the liver. So once the gut becomes too much being in that pro-inflammatory state, is also going to affect the hepatic portal vein. And this will take inflammation into the liver, where there will be more of insulin resistance. Now, what can gut inflammation cause you? Insomnia, irregular periods, skin problems, inflammatory bowel disease, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, lupus, systemic chronic inflammation, cancer, etc., obesity. And obesity has another problem. Because of visceral fat inside your tummy, it can begin to produce interleukin-6 and then tumor necrosis factor. Tumor necrosis factor is highly implicated in rheumatoid arthritis, while interleukin-6 is highly implicated in obesity. It's like a vicious circle in the sense that all this will keep inviting more and more cells of the immune system, creating more and more problems inside the body, like a vicious circle. Now, let us see what snow pea fort will do for you. Snow pea fort has wheatgrass and mulberry leaf extract. And they're going to work on your microbiota to ensure that you get the best possible gastrointestinal tract. They also ensure that you take down pro-inflammatory cytokines, and they are going to boost your anti-inflammatory cytokines. You know, once you are able to do that, inflammation is taken care of. Then this, snow pea fort will cleanse your gastrointestinal tract and balance sugar, pH. Balancing pH ensures that all other products work in a better way. That is, they are going to work more efficiently. Now, snow algae and wheatgrass have chlorophyll for blood building, fighting infection, and then you see, most infections, as we said, start from the gut. And then the beauty of it is that while snow pea fort is taking care of all the inflammation all over the body, double stem cell and crystal cell are regenerating every tissue and every organ in the body. Well, it has been so wonderful being here this evening, this afternoon, this morning. I thank you once again for being here to listen to us. And as I said, I hope I have given you enough reason to pick up your registration package as soon as we are through with the meeting, because you can now see how these products can help you to live a great life. And also, a lot of people are dropping dead these days. All sorts of people are having chronic problems. If only they have access to this opportunity and they take the opportunity, the life will be a lot better for them. They can also let other people all over the world know so much about taking care of their health. Thank you so much, Mr. Lan, for giving me the opportunity. You are the host, wonderful host. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Prof.